Hello, my beautiful friends. My name is Danielle, and I'm a wellness counselor. I make videos that help women self-heal and align with their highest self through clinical psychology, energy work, and neuroscience. And in today's video, I'm going to be giving you a big sister pep talk on how to actually chase your dreams without letting pesky fear and imposter syndrome get in the way. This video was birthed from my own experience not too long ago, literally this morning, where I was working on a really big project and chasing a really big dream, and I felt a lot of fear. So these are the reminders that I journaled out for myself, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna turn on the camera and share it with the world because I am chasing my big dreams behind the scenes, and I know how scary it can be. And I wanna inspire every single woman to show up for the life that she deserves and the life that she wants to create, despite any limiting beliefs or fear that may be in the way. So without further ado, let's get into the 10 tips on how to chase your dreams despite the fear. Number 1 is to do it scared, but take aligned action. Starting anything is messy, it's scary. You are not in your comfort zone, and so your subconscious is gonna wanna self-sabotage. Do it anyway, do it scared. But don't not listen to your intuition if something isn't meant for you. So always make sure you are taking aligned action, that what you are doing, what you are pursuing is in alignment with you. It feels good. Your intuition is like, yes, chase that. A sign for me is when I show up excited for something, but I get kind of like the nerves, a little pit in my stomach. That is just anxiety. That is just a little bit of fear trying to keep you safe. But ultimately, I know in my gut that excitement and that drive and that feeling of like, I need to do this, that is what I'm meant to be chasing. Because the fear has been coming up so much for me lately, I decided to pick up one of my favorite books, Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, and just reread it because honestly, her book is like a big pep talk from an older sister as well. And something she says in the beginning of the book about fear genuinely changed my mindset about life in general. She said that fear is always going to be there. So the work is not to eradicate the fear or to try not to be scared while you're pursuing your big dreams and living creatively. The work is really to invite your fear along for the ride. So she kind of puts it in terms of like a road trip of life, right? Like God, the universe is in the driver's seat, you're in the passenger seat, and fear is in the back seat, all right? So fear can yap, fear can be there, you can invite her for the ride, but she is not allowed to program the GPS, she is not allowed to ask for a milkshake from McDonald's as a pit stop. She can yap, but she cannot program. She cannot influence your decisions or change the direction of where you are headed. That is exactly the mindset shift that allowed me to pursue my biggest dreams despite the fear, because I didn't try to do it without the fear. I decided I'm going to do it with the fear. I'm going to do it scared. Tip number 2 is to start before you're ready, because you're never going to feel 100% ready for literally anything. You can of course prepare for things, but the feeling of like, I'm ready to do it, that's never gonna be there. So if you wanna wait for that feeling, you're literally gonna wait forever. And something I tell my clients all the time is that the version of yourself that is capable of handling a certain obstacle or achieving a certain dream is going to be born in that moment. So until that very moment, you are not going to feel ready. And then as you're pursuing that dream, as you're creating, as you're accomplishing, as you're overcoming that obstacle, that is when you become the version of yourself that's capable of doing it. Number 3 is a little woo-woo, but just hear me out, and that is to let nature heal you. And I mean this in 2 ways. The first way is that nature is cyclical. Nature has seasons. So allow yourself to ebb and flow like the seasons. You're going to be in moments of winter where there is barren, where you feel like you are completely stuck, like there's just no creativity, like you have no motivation to go chase those big dreams. That's okay, because you're gonna have seasons of spring, you're gonna have summer, you're gonna have fall. You cannot be in full bloom all of the time. And so allow yourself to cycle through the seasons of motivation, drive, discipline, chasing your big dreams, creating what you wanna create. Allow yourself to be part of nature and ebb and flow in that way. And then the second part of this one is to literally let nature heal you. Like, go outside. 10 times out of 10, if I'm feeling stuck, if I'm feeling like a failure, if I'm feeling in a rut, and I go outside, I go for a walk, I go to the water that's by my house, I just spend some quiet, mindful moments out in nature, I feel completely revitalized. I feel reconnected back with my mission of why I even want to chase this dream to begin with. And nature just balances your energy and realigns you in such a instant way that nature is the first thing I do when I'm feeling stuck or when I'm feeling in a rut. I go out, I connect with Mother Earth, and I come back always with a new perspective and a realigned energy. Tip number 4 is to make a vow to yourself without a time frame. So this is what I mean by that. I want you to show up fully 100% committed to your big dreams, because the truth is you have those dreams in your heart for a reason. I do not have the desire to be a pop star or a doctor or a lawyer or an astronaut, right? Those desires were not put in my heart, but if they were put into yours, that's for a reason. It's because you were meant to fulfill a specific mission, or you are meant to serve the world and play in that way. So be fully committed to your dreams. Don't let yourself be wishy-washy about, I don't know if I should do it. If you want to do it, go and give it your all, but don't give it a time frame. Don't say, if I don't hit this income at 30 years old, then I'll give up. Or if I don't have this many clients by X amount of day, then I'm gonna, whatever, right? Don't put time frames and limitations on your dreams. Allow yourself to show up in the season that you're in. Remember, if you're in winter, you're in winter. If you're in summer, you're in summer. Allow yourself to be so committed to your dream, regardless of the season you're in. And if you are in a season of winter or confusion or you're feeling stuck, just know that you are still committed to your dream if you know you're not going to give up. And that once that motivation sparks again, you'll be right back to the drawing board, creating. Tip number 5 is to instill a growth mindset over a fixed mindset. So a growth mindset is believing and knowing without a shadow of a doubt that your capabilities and your skills can be increased. They can grow as you learn and adapt and try new things. A fixed mindset is thinking that your skills and your capabilities are fixed, that they are at a certain level, they're capped, you're born with this skill set and you die with that skill set and nothing you do can change it. That's wrong, okay? You are capable of so much growth, of so much abundance. You have neuroplasticity in your brain. So have that growth mindset, because that really does dim the fear of knowing that, okay, if I don't have the skill sets that I need in order to accomplish my big dreams, that doesn't mean I shouldn't chase them. It just means I have to put in some time and some effort and some discipline to increase my skills, which you are totally capable of doing. Tip number 6 is to do identity work. I want you to do some deep soul reflection on who that version of yourself is that has already accomplished your big dreams. Who is she? What does she wear? What does she do? How does she show up in the world? What hair color does she have? I mean, I want you to get so specific on who that future version of yourself is, and then I want you to become her in this present moment. It's kind of like acting as if, but instead of just acting as if you've already accomplished that dream, you are assuming the identity of the version of yourself that has that life, that has already accomplished it. So it goes even deeper, and that really works to reprogram your mind. And I mean, that's manifestation in a nutshell, right? Assuming the identity of the version of yourself that has it, not just the thing. It's not about the money, it's not about the impact, it's not about the success. It's about who you are and how you feel in your skin, how you look at the world. And luckily, those are things that you can change right now in this moment to kind of close the gap between who you are and who you want to be with a lot more ease. Suddenly the puzzle pieces start to fit into place. The fear voice isn't so loud. She's passed out in the back of the car. She is not asking for a pit stop, right? So when you assume that identity, it quells the fears, it aligns your energy, and all of those obstacles that are in your way, the solutions just start to arise. It really does make everything energetically easier. Tip number 7 is to do mental rehearsal and visualizations every single morning. Okay, so right when you wake up, your brainwave state is at a lower frequency, meaning that your subconscious mind is easier to access and reprogram. So if the first thing you do every single day when you wake up is play a mind movie, mentally rehearse yourself actually going through step by step of achieving your dream, the beginning, the messy middle, the end, the accomplishment, the joy that you feel. And that's the key, right? Like really tapping into the emotion of the mind movie, not just mentally rehearsing it to get it done and, brush your teeth and start your day, but to really energetically and emotionally feel the resonance of that life, of that accomplishment, because that, my friends, is going to reprogram your subconscious mind to believe you've already achieved it. It's going to reprogram your reticular activating system, influencing what you perceive in the world and how you perceive yourself. Your subconscious does not know the difference between what's real and imaginary as long as the imagination is really specific and tied to an emotion. So if you do that every single day without a shadow of a doubt, you are gonna get so close to your dreams before you even know it. Tip number 8 is to not tell the world that you want to chase this dream, but instead tell one trusted person. And this is what I mean by that. We actually get a dopamine hit every time we say we want to do something or we're going to do something, almost as if we actually have. So the more we talk about the things we want to do, the more we talk about our dreams, the less motivation we actually have to do the dirty work and actually get our hands messy and make it happen, because we're getting like ping, ping, ping dopamine hits from saying we want to do it or saying we're going to do it. What I think is so much more helpful is to tell one trusted person, that could be your partner, your mom, your sister, your best friend, and have like manifestation dates with them. Have them be your accountability partner. Really tell that person everything you want to achieve, even if it feels scary, to be honest and upfront about the biggest, wildest dreams you have. Tell that trusted person. Invite that person to tell you their vision and their goal for their lives, and then hold each other accountable. Say, hey, text them, I'm having a really hard time with this, or oh my gosh, I got closer on this, or I woke up at 5 a.m. and I wrote out that brainstorm, or I wrote out that pitch. Like, that's the person that's gonna cheer you on. You don't need the whole world. You don't need to post it on social media. You don't need to talk about it to every single person you know. You just need that one person to have your back and root for you and instill that confidence. And also, you told someone. So now you kind of have like, oh shoot, now I kind of have to follow through because this person has been checking up on me. So that is so much better, and that can also quell the fear, because sometimes when we tell the world we want to do something and it doesn't pan out, we feel shameful, we feel guilt, we feel a lot of like lower emotions about ourselves. So by just telling that one person, we can really prevent that fear that comes up from disappointing the whole world. Tip number 9 is to allow your dreams to adapt and change as you adapt and change. Right? The only thing constant in this world is change. You are put on this planet to grow and evolve and learn and to become a different version of yourself every single day, every single minute. So as you grow, your dreams might grow and shift as well. Something that you really thought you wanted might take a completely different form after you've gone through new life experiences or had your mind opened in different ways. For example, when I went to NYU for college, I wanted to be a journalist. Specifically an environmental journalist. I wanted to save the planet with my words. I don't know how much I would have done that, but needless to say, that was my goal, and I went through an entire year at NYU as a journalism major. And then I quickly realized that that's not what my heart was put on this planet for, and that I have a different mission, I have different dreams, and I have different goals. What I did was I took a gap year. I took a step back. I said, I'm going to take a year and figure out what I really want to do with my life, because I know it's not journalism. And in that year, I discovered ITA energy medicine, holistic psychology. I ended up graduating early and getting all these certifications. I'm now in my master's program to become a licensed mental health counselor. I have created 2 businesses. Like, I would not be where I am today if I did not take a step back and allow my dreams and my goals to change. What I did not do was force myself to stick it out because I already invested so much time and money into it. That's not what I did, and I do not recommend you do that either. Give your dreams permission to change shape, right? Fear keeps you rigid. Fear keeps you stuck. Don't let the fear of wasting time or starting over prevent you from actually going for what you know your soul is meant to chase. And then the last tip, number 10, is to allow yourself to fail, and then fail again and continue failing, because failing is part of the journey and you cannot achieve your goals without a laundry list of ways that you failed prior. When you become totally okay with failing, when it's just part of the course and not something that, makes you break a sweat, that is when fear doesn't have all of that control over you anymore, because the fear of failure really is inhibiting a lot of the times. And I think that perfectionism is just the fear of failure in disguise in fancy clothing, because you are not going to be perfect at it. You are going to fail a lot of times before you get those successes and those wins, and that's okay. It's part for the course. So allow yourself to really embrace every single mistake, every failure, every setback, every obstacle as just you being one step closer to that success. Instead of letting your fears paralyze you, let them propel you forward to new heights, because fear and failure are always going to be in the backseat of your car on your journey to your dreams, and that's okay. Welcome them. Say you're allowed to be here. You're just not allowed to program the GPS. And if you want to dive even deeper into the mindset shifts and the energetic shifts to really nip the fear in the bud, realign your systems, align with your higher self, then I highly recommend that you check out the Energy Reset. It is a guided meditation bundle that I've created specifically to help you self-heal and align with your most truthful, authentic being and let go of all the limiting beliefs and blocks keeping you stuck. Right now, there are 15 guided meditations, but I've been slowly adding more and more. There are meditations that I've created for myself and for my clients to really get deep and do the energy work. And I decided, you know what? I'm just going to throw it out into the world because I've received so many amazing benefits, and so have my clients. And so I'm excited for you to achieve the same. The link will be in the description if you're interested in checking it out. And if this video resonated with you in any way, then please feel free to stick around, subscribe, like, comment, all of that YouTube stuff. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today, for being committed to your dreams, and for really showing up for that highest version of yourself. And with that said, I will see you in the next video. Bye!